1 second. Alright, what's up, guys? Okay, so we're gonna get started in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, what's up, guys? I'm TGH, and this is Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. No wrong warp, excuse me, no save and quit, no wrong warp, not out of bounds. No save and quit is pretty self-explanatory. No wrong warp is a little bit harder to describe. It's, you have to, if you transition, you have to be taken where the game developers intend you to be taken, basically. Out of bounds means you cannot be more than one tile adjacent to a tile that you ordinarily, can, access without using glitches. Alright. So first we're just gonna go down here and get the sword. This run is very sequence break heavy. This is actually probably, I don't know, it's debatable whether or not this run is more broken than something like Ocarina of Time. It's probably, I mean, the 90% category, the true 90% category, is about 4.5 minutes. World record is 4.5 minutes, by going out of bounds on the doghouse. Certain glitch, we won't be doing that. I just did something called Quicksword. I used the shield to extend my hitbox about a pixel further out to grab the sword a little bit earlier than I should be able to. Ordinarily in a save and quit category, you would enter the house, or actually you don't do that anymore, never mind. Forget I said that. Alright, so now we're gonna go up and do something called Moblin Skip. So ordinarily, you'd have to get the mushroom near the cave, take it to the witch, get the magic powder, sprinkle the magic powder on Terran, who had been transformed into a raccoon. And otherwise, he would just like kind of warp you away when you tried to transition to that screen where the key is on. But we're not going to do that because that's really slow. You have a 2-pixel window to slash these bushes. I fell in. Whoops. There we go. Can be a little bit tight. Alright, so Moblin Skip involves getting a damage boost over a hole. So we need to... It's pretty precise. It's not... Once you get used to it, it's okay. A little bit of RNG here. Wait for him to face up. That was okay. Alright, we're over. So the shield bonking basically makes it so that you can time, like, when he shoots the arrow. So it's pretty consistent when you do it that way. Sometimes he doesn't shoot the arrow, and it's annoying though, but whatever. I also did something called Owl Skip. Exactly 1 frame after I open the chest, I open my inventory, and then buffer the save and quit menu out of it, and for whatever reason, that allows you to skip the owl's text. You leave the screen pixel perfectly. You have just enough pixels to leave the screen, or just enough frames to leave the screen. Alright, trendy game time. Let's not fail this. We need this to get the powder. That should be alright. We also need to go up and steal some things as well. From the shopkeeper. This shopkeeper is the most dangerous enemy in the game. So we steal the shovel. There's kind of a tight window. It's not really... Once you get used to it again, you just gotta like kind of stay there for a few seconds, or for a second or two. There's one time period that pretty much always works for stealing. So we buy the bombs. We're gonna steal the bow, because that's a little bit faster than paying 1,180 rupees for a shovel and a bow. Alright, so now we're making our way down to D1. One thing that's interesting to note in this category only, really, is the piece of power routing. Piece of power is an item you can get in this game that allows you to travel about 25% faster, actually exactly 25% faster, So I killed 3 enemies there. I need to keep a really close eye on how many enemies I kill between here and D2 so that I can manipulate the piece of power dropping. And the way you manipulate it is basically piece of power drops when you kill 30 enemies. So I need to kill a certain amount of enemies between here and exactly where I want the piece of power to drop in D2. Okay, thanks, Moldorm. Oh boy, please. Just a little too angsty on that. We're still okay on health. You get a free 3-heart pickup and no save and quit, which you wouldn't be able to get, or it would be really slow to get and save and quit. That was good RNG. So we're gonna go get the Rock's Feather, which is gonna allow us to jump. One of only a few Zelda games where you are allowed to willingly jump. Nice little damage boost there, past the traps. If I failed that, I would have died, so that's good that we got that. It's easier than it looks. So I killed 3 at the start, so I'm not gonna kill that Keese. Yeah, so I'm just like basically thinking out loud to myself. Gonna do something called super jumping right here. So if you clip into a wall, face into the wall, and then jump in the opposite direction, or jump and then use an item in the opposite direction, you can fool the game into thinking that you're jumping off a cliff. Which basically makes you lose collision for a few frames, and allows you to completely jump over obstacles, like that key block, for instance. So that allows us to skip getting an extra key. Ah, that was a well-timed jump. Jumping over door lag is apparently hard. Moldorm, let's go. Please be nice. Oh, okay. Okay. Wow, that was a trolly Moldorm. Basically, Moldorm can just decide to, like, swim inside himself for 10 seconds, and you'll, like, never be able to hit him. Alright, that's D1. Alright, so yeah, you'll see me killing a bunch of seemingly random enemies between here and D2. There is a purpose for that. I'm not just killing for the fun of it. Okay, maybe I am, but whatever. It helps for piece of power routing. So we want piece of power to drop in a specific spot in D2. And it'll save us about 12 seconds in D2. That was good, get all 3 of them. I'm still right on track for piece of power. We need to go save Bow Wow. And Bow Wow is going to be our best friend and our worst enemy for the rest of the run. And yes, I do mean the rest of the run. We keep Bow Wow for the entire rest of the run. Get that guy? Yep, good RNG. Alright, good. Do not get that heart piece. You will be made fun of if you get that heart piece in the LADX community. No marathon quads. That was actually really bad. So we need Bow Wow to eat the flowers before D2. This Moblin can be a little bit tricky, Moblin King. Whatever. Alright, so grab Bow Wow, use Bow Wow to eat the flower. It's the only way to get into D2. Well, it's not the only way, but we won't go into that. There's a way you can get into D2 by despawning one of the flowers by digging up a knife digging up enough sprites on the screen before with shovel, but it's very RNG dependent, and it's very unlikely that you'll get it. It's actually pretty slow as well. And Bow Wow was a bro there. He also ate an extra flower, which is interesting. Alright, so piece of power should drop in this room right here. it is. I'm glad an acorn dropped there because it allows me to... Oh, missed it. It allows me to explain something. So, you do not want acorns in this run. Acorns are your worst enemy. All they do is lose you time. And in this case, it actually would have gotten rid of my piece of power had I gotten it. So, you can't have both at the same time. You can't have the Guardian Acorn and the piece of power at the same time. You can see how much quicker I'm moving with piece of power. Not here, actually. It's no different in side-scrolling sections, but here, I'm moving way quicker. It also allows me to just destroy the Xenox. Staying on the ground for as long as possible, because when you do have piece of power, you move faster on the ground than you do in the air. Which otherwise is actually not the case. Again, piece of power saves about 12 seconds in Q2. Right there. Ah. Alright, that could have been worse. You have to kill those 3 enemies in a certain order. Pulse Voice, Peace, and then Stalfos. It's an alright D2. Okay, so coming up we're going to attempt and hopefully succeed at getting the D2 boss quick kill. I don't know. I've been doing hundo. I've been doing too much hundo. You're doing that jump without piece of power in hundo. Whoops. Alright, so we're gonna do... Ordinarily this boss takes 3 cycles, but if you clip into this wall and throw the pot, you'll see it shatters in just 1 hit. We're gonna place a bomb there, wait for him to come down, and time ourselves a bomb arrow to very quickly kill the D2 boss. And that's D2. So on our way out, it's a little bit tricky to escape from D2 to get out as quickly as possible. So instead of waiting for Bao to eat a flower, we're just gonna clip past because there's a 1 pixel window where we can clip past the flower on the upper right. Like that. So ordinarily, like, I didn't jump over that flower, I jumped past it. I literally was above the flower actually by a pixel. I'll eat that guy. Again, taking very close note of what Bow Wow eats. There's some enemies that Bow Wow will eat 100% of the time, so I can rely on those kills. And we're about to attempt something called Villa Skip. Ordinarily, you go to see Richard. We don't see Richard in this run. You go to see Richard, and he would give you, like, sort of a mission to go and get 5 golden leaves in Candlelight Castle. We're not going to do that. So instead we're just going to do this, and I'll do it and I'll explain it. Ah, fill in. Okay. There we go. Okay, 2 buffer, second try, second buffer, not bad. Okay, so, that's a frame rule trick. So basically I was pause buffering over that hole, and if you get the right frame, you can hear Link falling, but he won't actually fall, and the game will place you on the lowermost pixel of the hole, which actually is not in the hole. It's kind of hard to explain. But it allowed me to completely skip that section and get the D3 key way before I'm supposed to. You can also open that with your butt. Alright, so still keeping piece of power count in mind. I prefer to get hit by this bomb, but I'm not going to, okay? Avoid that acorn. Acorns have huge hitboxes. I should be fine. I might get another acorn before the piece of power room. We want piece of power to drop in a certain room. Okay, there's an acorn. We want piece of power to drop in the room after this one with the key in it. And it helps us to save and equip, or save a menu. And there it is, so we got it. And we use the text there, we use the, we use the save and quit menu to skip the text for the piece of power. And we can use that menu as well to equip our next item, which saves about 2 seconds. The Dongo fight, this was very well coded, that fight was. So the creators, the programmers made it so that you only have to kill one of the dongos and then leave the room, and the other one would just be gone. So now we get the boots, and the boots are basically like the most important item in the game, basically in terms of speed tech. It helps us go much faster, obviously. On this wall, go get the Nightmare Key. Nightmare Key is just another word for the boss key. Ah, bad RNG. Okay, flot clip. That's called a flot clip, by the way. I also did that to Enter D2. I didn't explain that. I apologize. So, flot clip. What we're doing with the flot clip is we're essentially using the text box that the rock, or in that case the key block, gives us to clip farther into the wall, and that allows us to squeeze through it. Oh, come on, what are you doing? Alright, so that's a strat that I just did. You can only do with piece of power. If you didn't have piece of power, you'd have to put the feather and kill them that way. And there we go. That probably wasn't a sub 17 D3, but I'll still take it anyway. That wasn't that bad. It's probably like just above 17 minutes. Games for every single... kind of like Pokemon, yes. Let's think of a name for this guy. This owl loves to talk. Alright, so coming up is a part that could potentially soft lock me, but hopefully it won't. If I do it right, if I'm not dumb, I won't soft lock. So it's called Walrus Skip, and we're gonna do something. Yeah, we're gonna do Walrus Skip. So essentially, ordinarily you need to go get Marin and have Marin sing to the walrus. That's RNG as well. But again, that's slow, so we're not gonna do that. Instead, we're gonna do something called a bomb trigger to skip this walrus, and a bomb trigger is something that you can do. So I'll do it and I'll explain it while the cutscene plays. Okay, so there I moved vertically, screen transitioned, and planted a bomb all in the same frame. And when you do that, for whatever reason, it causes cutscenes to play. Like, if a cutscene is designed to happen on a certain screen, it'll happen if you bomb trigger. Pay attention to my subpixel there, and we got it good. Nice. So under certain circumstances with the end of that cutscene, once it stops playing, you will either have to hold up, or up and right, or up and left, depending on your subpixel. So I use an audio cue there to time that. To time getting that key. Landmole just takes 2 shots with the arrows. Arrows are very overpowered in this game. Alright, so now we're making our way up to unlock D4. Just doing the best we can to optimize movement with boots. wall clipping wherever we can. Wall clipping can be done by just walking into the side of a wall. Like, just walking along the edge of a wall. You can't, like, wall clip into a wall. Like, for instance, there I clipped into the left wall. I couldn't clip into that wall if I were just, like, walking to it from the right side. There, I clipped into the lower wall, or the tree, if you will. Oh. So I'm still keeping a very close eye on what Bow Wow is eating. I can do my best here to actually manipulate what he eats. So he's probably gonna eat this guy. Nope, okay, he didn't. So Bow Wow isn't eating a whole lot, which means I can actually enter this screen right here at a certain point to make Bow Wow eat that Tektite. He'll eat that Tektite every time if you enter that screen far enough to the left. So we unlock D4. That's horrendous RNG. I'm gonna kill this guy since, again, we really don't have a lot of kills. It's kind of a feel thing, honestly. Like, once you do it enough, it's just kind of a feel thing. Like, oh, Bow Wow is eating a lot, Bow Wow isn't eating a lot. So rather than counting the amount of kills... whoops. That's for later. You go through this part a lot of times. I failed obstacle skip. Nice. Okay, we got it that time. I'm really bad at doing obstacle skip in marathons. For whatever reason, I'm not sure why. I'll get it once this run. Actually, with the older route, you would have gone through there 3 times. With the new route that was found a couple months ago, you only have to go through there twice now. So we only have 2 chances of obstacle skip. Alright, so tricky little timed jump coming up here. Nice, okay. That was a well-timed jump. Ooh. He kissed me. That's weird RNG. Okay, cue ball. Okay, that's fine. So we're gonna get the flippers here. Yeah, I could have gone another way to get the flippers faster, but the reason we went this way is because we're actually gonna leave D4 now. We're gonna do D4 in 2 parts through this run, because if we were to complete D4 as was, we would have had to deal with a ghost. The ghost that follows you around after you complete D4 and won't leave you alone until you bring him to his house and then his gravestone, and it adds several minutes to the run. So we complete D4 in 2 separate parts. The flag for the ghost not appearing anymore is getting the L2 bracelet in D6. So after we complete D6, we're gonna go back and complete D4 again. But for now, we gotta deal with D5. So when you're swimming here, jumping against the ceiling makes you travel a little bit faster. Ooh, I jumped right into the mouth of D5, that's rare. Okay, so again, mindful piece of power. I want piece of power to drop in this room. There it is. Okay. D5. Piece of power matters a lot in D5 because it is a huge dungeon relative to the rest of the dungeons in LADX. There we go. Nice catch. Okay. Link actually has a 50-50 chance to catch the key. It's based on a global frame rule. Oh boy. Helmosaurs, please. Helmosaurs, please. I just took 2 damage in that room. So you have to kill Helmosaurs from behind, and they're really, really annoying sometimes. So that actually makes D5 pretty tight now. So in order for me to not lose my piece of power for the rest of D5, I have to take no damage. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take no damage. So these guys, these Master Stalfoses, or actually it's just one guy. This Master Stalfos, he appears 4 times. And you have to defeat him each of the 4 times. We could kill him if we wanted to, but we don't want to because that would... I'm pretty sure, I've never actually tried it, so I don't know what happens, but I'm pretty sure we would not... I don't know exactly what happens. I'm pretty sure we wouldn't be able to get the hook shot. Alright, so there's the 3rd of 4 Stalfos kills. And now we're going to attempt something. We're going to attempt a pretty tight jump. Ordinarily need the hook shot, but we're not going to use the hook shot. Oh, you know what? I should kill these guys. Okay, I lost piece of power. So I remember to kill them, but I still lost piece of power. That's going to make this jump a little bit more difficult. Okay, we still got it, whatever. That's really bad. The fact that we lost piece of power is really bad. So we probably lost like 15 seconds from losing that piece of power just alone. For the rest of the dungeon. I'm probably gonna get another piece of power drop. Probably again in the Helmosaur Keist room. We shall see. Get out of my way. Alright. Oh, no drop. Acorn drop, okay. So we gotta make our way back now and get the hook shot. So the rest of this D5 is gonna be really slow. Okay, here's where we actually kill Master Stalfos. Right next to the door. Good. Okay, so he's dead. And we get the hook shot. Hook shot's another quite broken item. Also, I forgot to mention as well, you might notice that I'm jumping pretty much whenever possible. Jumping when moving diagonally speeds you up because it actually helps you to retain both your X and Y velocity. Okay, I'll take it, whatever. Alright, so now I actually need to lose damage because piece of power actually really complicates the boss at the end of this dungeon. I don't need to lose piece of power, but I want to, because chances are I'm not going to get the 2-cycle with piece of power, because it doesn't increase the damage you do to the boss. All it does, really, is I'm going to take damage there, I'll take damage there, and I'll take damage there. Yo, have a heart height. Alright, so let's not fail this. Okay, so there's RNG to this boss, but we can get past the RNG. We can overcome the RNG by just staying in the middle and reacting. Okay, wow, he was on the wall, so it didn't actually kill him. Whatever, we're fine. Stupid D5. Alright. Well, that was a little bit clenchy, but we're fine. Man, that sucks, because I wanted to do a hookshot jump over the gap in order to explain to you guys what hookshot jumping was, so I might as well just explain it now. Pretty soon, well, not pretty soon, but like, you know, eventually, we're gonna be doing something called hookshot jumping, to do something called rooster skip. I guess I'll explain that, after I complete D4. Okay, so now we're gonna make our way to D6. D6, is the face shrine. Oh, Bao didn't eat that guy. He usually eats that Buzz Blob. Bao can really help us out getting through the Armor's Maze. Yo, PogChamp! Yeah, that's a lot of PogChamps. Okay, good physics. Alright, so I'm just gonna be like, kind of bumping a lot of these Armoses out of the way. That was good. Yeah, optimization of movement through this part is pretty difficult. It's pretty tight. That was weird. I don't know what just happened there. Thanks, Baba. Okay, boost strats time. So I'm gonna listen for an audio cue here so I can time this and just watch. Perfect. Okay, so that is the fastest way to kill that boss. There are some alternate strats, but they're not quite as fast as that. It's also pretty risky because the timing is pretty tight for when you start using boots. That was good. You can clip through a lot of these Armoses, actually. Ooh, thanks, Bow Wow. Wow, that was being a bro. Bow Wow's being a bro. Yo! Yo, I've never seen Bow Wow be that much of a bro. Hardly ever, actually. Alright, so we're making our way to D6 now that we have the key. A little bit of a weird thing to do here. Just kind of rub up against that Armos until he comes alive. Damage boost through him. Okay, so we're gonna have Bow Wow eat this cutscene. And yes, Bow Wow can eat cutscenes. That saves us actually quite a bit of time. Because that cutscene for opening D6 takes a while. I have plenty of arrows, so I can shoot that guy. Alright, that was fine. Nothing much going on until about halfway through D6. I really hope that wasn't too early of a bomb throw. It wasn't, we're good. Do not save and quit, Siege. Okay, there we go. Like I said, I have been running Hundo a lot, and you save and quit after that chest in Hundo, but you can't do that in this category. Alright, so now we make our way to the other side of the dungeon. No bonk, but I usually always bonk there. Alright, hookshot, invincibility. So if you're close enough to an item, you can hookshot, and then use the hookshot. The game basically doesn't think you've ever actually reached that item, and since you're invincible when you use the hookshot, you are perpetually invincible. Until you use the hookshot again. A little bit of a neat strat here. Oops. Just kind of put that wizard into the bomb. Another neat little strat here. Utilizing super jumps. So that super jump right there pretty much destroyed this dungeon. Oh, I should have gotten that. That sucks. Whatever. Piece of power isn't that big of a deal in D6. Okay, thanks. Whatever, there's really nothing I could have done to avoid that Tektite. Alright, so mini boss fight is pretty RNG oriented. So we'll see how this goes. Basically, he's just gonna throw a big ball at me, and I'm gonna throw it back at him, and hopefully this will go quickly. Okay, he gave me really good RNG, so that's good. So sometimes he can run away from you. He ran at me every time, but if he runs away from you, it can be a little bit tricky to figure out what in the world he's doing. We need an extra bomb pickup there for later, so that we don't run out of bombs in D7. We actually need that. That's not a safety strat. We do need that. We do need those bombs. Just kind of making all those Zols appear. And they get dragged into the hole, which is convenient. Alright, this is the most embarrassingly easy boss in Zelda history, maybe? Facade, the D6 boss. And the fact that his hitbox is there before the boss even spawns really kind of makes this boss just a joke. So you can put 3 bombs on him before he even appears or starts attacking. And that is D6. So again, now that we have the L2 bracelet, we can go back and complete D4 because, like I said, the ghost won't appear after you get the L2 bracelet in D4. Gonna try a bomb trigger here. And it worked. Nice. So that saved 5 seconds. So that bomb trigger right there, I got it unbuffered. It only saves time if you do it unbuffered. But yeah, save 5 seconds. And it canceled the animation of the owl flying in the screen. Nice little boost. So take this cave very conveniently back to D4. Yeah, the D4 boss is pretty hard. There's a neat little super jump coming up, actually. It looks really cool, but it's not that difficult at all. It's like, it's just the way it's set up is pretty cool. So we just wait for that P-hat to fly up a little bit and just clink off it. Yeah, D4 boss is really hard. He's dead. And D4 is done. Alright. So now I should explain hookshot jumping. Hookshot jumping is a frame-perfect trick. When you are over a hole, like you basically hover over the hole for a few seconds, or like a second or two before you fall in, based on a frame rule. You can hover over the hole for quite a bit of time, actually. And that allows you to use the hookshot when you're over the hole. And when the hookshot is retracting back to you, you have 1 frame when the hookshot is almost all the way... Whoops. I got confused there for a second. When the hookshot is almost all the way back to you, where you can jump. You can jump out of the hole when you're not supposed to. Ordinarily can't jump out of holes, obviously. And the way the game intends for you to get the D7 key is to, well, first off, we don't even have the ocarina. So that's our first problem. We don't know the Frog Song of Soul because we don't have the Ocarina and we haven't seen the frog, so that's good. We need both of those things to awaken the rooster that's in mid-village, which would allow us to get this key, you know, if we were playing the game as intended. But we are not playing the game as intended. Yo! Yo! Obstacle skip, finally. First time ever in a marathon. Successfully. Okay. There is a buffered way to do this, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna go for the frame perfects. So, hookshot jumping. We need to do 2 hookshot jumps. So it's double frame perfect over this large pit. Come on. Okay, really? Wow, I had 8 shots at that, and I got the first one right away. The second one did not work. I couldn't get it. So, try 2. Wow, that's a terrible jump. That's a little better. That's how it's supposed to look. Okay. So, now that we've failed that once, that was actually really bad. So that loses 30 seconds every time you fail that. So we had to go back up and get that. So now we make a trek to D7. D7 is another very developer intent like dungeon. We just destroy the place with bomb triggers. Okay, so we're gonna try to manipulate Bow to eat this cutscene as well. And he did. Good. Alright, perfect. So far we're 2 out of 2 on cutscene eats, which is good. Okay, so D7 is, if you've ever played this game casually, you'll know D7 is probably one of the most annoying dungeons to play, for lack of a better word. For lack of a better phrase. In the speedrun, it's actually, like, don't blink or you'll miss it. So, tapping A twice, or tapping, you know, your bomb button twice really quick as well, down a hole. To be precise, it's 2 bombs within 4 frames of each other. That also activates bomb triggers. So, we bomb this wall. And there we go. The 4 pillars are down. So getting that bomb trigger, that last bomb trigger, I'll use as an example. If you want to get it unbuffered, you have to press down and A on the same frame. Oh, wow. Press the wrong button. Alright. Really neat. Probably the hardest super jump in the game right here. It's just very... You have to be pretty quick with your button presses. Wow, I deflected too far down off the P-hat. That was really bad. Alright, so here we go, D7 boss. Evil Eagle. Ordinarily, you're supposed to have the mirror shield. We did not get the mirror shield. But there's another way to beat him. There are actually several other ways to beat him, but we're gonna do it with bombs. Well-timed bomb placements. Okay, pretty good. Oh, that's not it. No, that's gonna be late. That was really dumb of me. There we go. And that is D7. That was a very poor D7. The bomb triggers were alright, but post-bomb triggers were not. Alright, so from here, we're gonna make our way to D8. So ordinarily, when you drop off this cliff right here, when you drop off the cliff in front of D7, you're supposed to land in that hole, but if you save and quit, you regain control. Or if you open the save and quit menu, rather, you regain control of Link before he starts falling again. And you can just avoid the hole. And that actually saves you about 30 seconds. Like, this, like, that... The whole, like... Okay, so the old route for LADX, for any percent no save and quit, used to involve doing D8 before D7. I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. That was a momentary lapse of reason. But yeah, now we just do D7 before D8, kill Evil Eagle with bombs instead of the Fire Rod. And we just kind of avoid that hole. To make our way back, make our way to D8 after D7. This is flame skip. If you clip into the wall right there, you can just kind of squeeze by those flames. Damage breeze past them. Ordinarily, you need the mirror shield, but yeah, the developers overlooked quite a few things. Okay. So entering D8. D8 is probably my favorite dungeon to do in the run. There's a lot of pretty tight things that are pretty hard to get quickly, like this, for instance. There. So that's a 2-pixel window for you to be able to to push that block to the side after you clip into it. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why. Whoops. Okay. Same thing there, we push that block to the side as well. Use the hookshot invincibility glitch that we did in... Wow. Come on, Tej. That we did in, Come on, man. This is ridiculous. There we go. It's not that hard. That we did in, D6. Are you joking me? What is going on right now? So that was Bueno. We just kind of took care of him with spin slashes. So now we get the fire rod and make our way back towards the beginning of the dungeon through this portal. And now we can make our way to the mini-boss, getting Nightmare Kate, and then facing Hothead, which is probably one of the more annoying bosses in the game. Right up there with Moldorm, to be honest. Moldorm was a D1 boss. Yeah, the bosses and mini-bosses in this game are not very, intimidating. I shouldn't say that, though, because I have 4 hearts. And guess how many hearts Hothead takes away if he hits you? 4. So, Hothead might be another clench boss, but we'll get through it alright. So in order to get to the boss, we do something called the Jesus jump out of lava. So if you pause in the same frame, you land in lava or water. You can do that out of water too. You can actually jump out of it. Ooh, that was good. Oh. Almost a perfect Hothead, but that was still okay. Alright, and that's the 8. You can jump out of it, and it actually places you a pixel lower. Also, this is, we call this the Wang. It's a nice graphical glitch with the fire rod. Actually, and I'm sorry, I didn't finish explaining. Doing that Jesus jump places you a pixel lower and actually clips you into the wall below you, which allows you to do that super jump over the lava moat, if you will. Okay, so the routing of this category is actually really convenient because it drops us off like right near the egg. So we are free to go up and open the egg now, and again, we don't have the ocarina. So we are going to open the egg with a bomb trigger. Like that. So this wasn't a very good run. I made a lot of mistakes in this run, plus the failed booster skip. Do you have time for some donations maybe before I get to the final boss? Sorry, I haven't given much time to talk in this run. Okay, so the path in the egg. There's a path that always works for every cartridge. And that's left, left, up, right, right, up, left, up. I needed to use the bomb trick because we don't have the ocarina. Because getting the ocarina is slow. Okay. So, there are quite a few things on the final boss. First one is the blob quick kill. This is completely RNG, so you just kind of like stand on this pixel, hold your sword out, and there we go, we got it. So that was good RNG. You have about a 50-50 chance to get that. This is Aghanim. If you guys have ever played Link to the Past, but not this, it's the same deal. Aghanim's Dark Nightmare version. So he'll give you 2 good balls right away. And now there's a 50-50 chance that he'll give you something called a blue ball or the good ball. And you want the good ball, obviously. So let's pray for no blue balls. Nice, we got no blue balls. Okay. You can stun lock Moldorm's form by doing that and just swinging in a pretty rhythmic pattern. Ganon's nightmare form is just like you kind of charge into him and whoops. Try to avoid taking damage as much as you can from the bats. Wow, that was awful. Okay, that form. Why do I only have 13 arrows? What? This is bad. Why do I only have 13 arrows? Okay, so we're gonna have to do an alternate way to beat Bethel. But I can't miss any of these. Ooh, I got the super jump. Hello? Okay, so I have 7 bombs to do this with, otherwise I won't be able to finish the run. Ah. I don't do this very often. Actually, I never do this. Why, dude? Are you serious? What arrows didn't I get? There's one. There's 2. Please open. I got it. I got it. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Oh my god. And time. I can't believe I just did that. Okay, so
Yo,
I can't believe I just did that.
that was the greatest death of
I
fight
mean,
of all
I am an absolute idiot. I don't know where I forgot arrows.
That was so good.
But what in the world, dude? I think it's worth noting that I have never beaten Deathel with bombs before.
Amazing.
I have never done that ever. I knew you could do it, but I never had done it.
That's really funny.
Okay, so that is... that's Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening DX. 90% no save and quit. No wrong rope, no out of bounds.
Amazing. Strong work. That's some good commentary. For sure. And you just need to switch games, and I'm pretty much ready already.
Gotcha. So am I staying on live, or...?
Yeah, we're still on there.
Okay, awesome. Alright, so just right away, like, whenever?
Yeah.
Okay, so, turning off the game.